Welcome, everyone, to the Bucks County Living Podcast. I'm your host, Alex Neff, your real estate resource in Bucks County. Today, I am joined by the lovely Bucks County mama, Jackie. Welcome, Jackie. How are you today?
Thank you so much. Good morning. Thank you for having me. I'm really well. Thank you.
That is good to hear. I'm so excited to have you on as the Bucks County Living Podcast. It didn't feel right to not have the Bucks County mama on here.
Thank you so much.
So please tell me a little bit about yourself and how you got into blogging about Bucks County.
Sure. My name is Jackie. I started Bucks County Mama blog on Instagram about 2.5 years ago. I was really looking for something. This was right before the pandemic. That was all things Bucks County, but really relatable, and told people stories and mixed in some laughter and my own life and spirituality, and it just didn't exist. There's the big dogs in Bucks County that I love, Visit Bucks, Bucks Happening, but the smaller real life, this is where you go to get the world's best coffee, and this is what's happening tonight, and you're gonna love it, and it's the best date place ever. That just didn't exist, so I created it. So it began as a thought, and I quickly came up with the name because I'm a mom and I live in Bucks County, and my children do call me mama. They don't call me mom. So that's it.
That's great. Yeah, it seems so. That Visit Bucks and that Bucks Happening, they're wonderful organizations, and they do a lot of wonderful things around the community and highlight a lot of things. But sometimes I feel like that personal touch is always needed.
They just don't have it. And like you said, I really like them as well, but it's just not there. There's maybe 1 or 2 sentences written, and it's just such a big machine. It just doesn't have that real personal, real life, really relatable. So I agree.
Yeah. So now you said that, something that kind of mixes your spirituality, your favorite places to go and things to do. On your Instagram, you have like some highlights of some favorite places that I guess you frequent. So tell me first, I'd like to know about some of your favorite wellness places and what kind of services they provide.
Sure. So wellness has been part of my life for a really long time. I have an autoimmune disease that I've always sought after. Even when I was a child, my mom would do holistic things that were very much not nearly as popular and accepted as they are now. And I'm also sober. So I really incorporate this as part of my daily life, and wellness is a huge part of that. And we're really blessed in Bucks County. Wellness is huge. So the places that I frequent that I really think are forward thinking and amazing and holistic are the Salt Cave, which I can tell by your face, maybe you've been there. It's amazing. It's pink Himalayan salt and halotherapy. It's just incredible. Another place that I frequent is the Koru Wellness. It's an entire center with infrared sauna and ice baths, and there are retreats for men, which I think are so needed because a lot of services are for women, but the men too. There's something called a simple reprieve, which is holistic services in your home. So I just had cupping yesterday, and she comes into your home and is really redefining that post-COVID, that our homes are not these jails that we're in. These are our safe havens. And she's really helping people to get more comfortable into being home again as a luxury experience, not some punishment of COVID. The other ones that I was thinking of are the Yoga Gnome. Now this is creative because it's for children. And I think that she was really smart bringing yoga, kindness, and practices for children in Bucks County. The other one that came to mind is completely free, which is there's 2 labyrinths in Bucks County. There is St. Philip's in New Hope and in Doylestown. Both are open to the public. And a labyrinth is a meditative walk where you really go inside and reflect in nature and speak to God, source, universe, whatever you relate to. And I really love that one as well because it's free. It's for everyone. Wellness is not just for people with money. It's really for everyone.
I love that. And especially, if it's for fun and for free and can also give you that that spiritual journey, to kind of reconnecting. And that's something I love about Bucks County, because we have a little bit of everything. We have borough living, we're right outside of major
Yep.
metropolitan cities, and we also have some beautiful rural areas, and you can really have the best of both worlds, where one day you could wake up in what feels like a hustling and bustling town, and the next day you can kind of take a little vacation on the countryside and really connect with like the grassroots.
I couldn't agree more. We're really, this is just the most delicious balance of those two lives of just really hustle and bustle and connection to complete nature and retreat. So I completely agree.
Yeah, that's great. Now, wellness is wonderful, but tell me about some of your favorite spa places. Where do you go to get pampered?
So spas are amazing, and we are really, really pampered in Bucks because we have so many. This list was actually hard for me because there's so many. I could go on and on, but I'm breaking down the ones that I go to myself that I really think are extraordinary. I would start with the first one being David Witchell. He has two locations, but his spa is just absolutely stunning. The services are really incredible. He will bring lunch in. It can be an entire day of just self-care, which I think is amazing. One of the other ones I was thinking of is a little bit different. It's actually called the Float Spa, and it is called Relax. And it's actually a deprivation tank where you float and you meditate. And it's actually, I've done it, and the owner is the nicest guy, and it's called Relax, and it's in Doylestown. And a lot of people really think that besides the mental, it really brings some emotional balance back to your life. Another one that I love is called Nurture. It's really just a beautiful, beautiful spa in New Hope. And there's one called Pure that is all about eco and sustainability and really wellness products, that even what they put on your skin and it's absorbed, it's really conscious of what's going on your body. I love that one as well.
I really love the sensory deprivation
I
tanks.
can tell by your face you liked that one.
Yeah, I've done them before, and
What'd
it
you
is
think?
I loved it. I really did.
Loved it too.
It was so wild to be able to go into one of these tanks where they heat up the water to around your body temperature, right? And then
That's right.
with the Epsom
It's
salt.
not hot, it's not cold, it's just comfortable.
Exactly. And what it's really supposed to do is deprive you of all your senses.
That's
So
right.
that way you don't hear anything, you don't taste anything, you don't smell anything or see anything. It's completely in the dark, or you have like a little nightlight if you're if
Yes.
you don't want to be in
Yep.
the dark. And it is just there to kind of leave you there to explore your mind and feel your body, and
Yep.
just kind of take a minute to breathe and step back. And I think that's so important to for the pampering, for the wellness of our beings, because we can all get caught up in the everyday minutia of work or school or family, and it's really important to kind of just take a minute or an hour or however long you're able to withstand the tank. and
I totally agree.
and
Life is crazy.
yeah.
This is the world we live in. And it's really us finding our way to really take care of ourselves, because this isn't a luxury. This is something that pouring back into ourselves so we can be the best fiance, the best mama, the best partner, the best employee, because life is nuts. And I think that deprivation of really just removing everything, it's wild. I love it too. I love that you tried it.
Yeah, and then I think the shower after
Yes.
was so refreshing, just because
Yes.
it was kind of like washing away all the it kind of felt like I was washing away like the bad energy,
Isn't
or
that interesting?
like a rebirth kind of thing, it was like the first few minutes were like difficult to try and
I agree.
remain
So as you
sensitive.
know, if people listening, you don't have to know how to swim. So the salt will make you naturally float. And what I like about Relax is that it's an open concept. You're not closed in, it's not claustrophobic, but Yeah, it's like you said, it's like we are going to sit with all of ourselves right now because there's no distractions, and it brings you on a very interesting journey. It's almost like womb like being back in that. It's really interesting.
That kind of opens up your mind's eye, since it's some
Yeah.
completely just sensory depriving. The one that I went to, I went to one in Princeton. It was called East Coast Float, and
Okay.
they also had like an oxygen bar where they had
Okay.
different flavors of air that were
Yes.
for different types of. They had all different types of things that they would do for your body for like invigoration and rejuvenation
Right.
and things like that. And then also a like a zero gravity massage chair. Um, that
Yes.
was a great way to wind down after the shower of
That's
after
amazing.
the float chamber. Yeah, that's great. Um,
Yeah,
so spas and pampering. So there are so many options around Bucks County, and
there are.
thank you for highlighting a few of them, because I think it's important to take care of yourself every once in a while.
I do too. I think it's really important too.
So now that we've got the wellness covered, we've got the spas covered. Tell me about
Mhm.
some of your favorite boutiques. Where do you go to shop and have a good time?
So I love that question. So I have one daughter who's 13, and we're big boutique shoppers in Bucks County. And making this mental list of ones that I really love, we frequent them often, and they are absolutely fabulous. I love Smith and Scott. Um, these are almost, I think they're all woman-owned small businesses. It's incredible. I love Joy Boutique in Quakertown. This girl is only in her early 20s. She just followed her dreams and passion, and it's in a fabulous boutique. I love Love Obsessed. It's a cute name. It's a great boutique. Her stuff is 2 floors. It's super trendy. It's for every size. All of these women incorporate plus sizes. Boutique shopping is not just for the size zeros. It's really inclusive, and I love it. And I also added Not Your Sister's Closet. This is also another young girl in Peddler's Village in New Hope. Her stuff is just adorable, and it came because she was shopping in her sister's closet, and she's like, I just wanted something that was really cute and accessible to every age and every budget. And I included Zelda, where this is so creative because every single piece in there is under $100 in New Hope. And Fashion Gem Apparel, I think that this one is really creative because her concept is that she creates pieces that you can mix and match, these like 5 staple pieces, and work it through your wardrobe in multiple ways. So she shows you how to work certain pieces so you don't have to buy 25 outfits. You can buy these staples and work them different ways. And the last one I added was Mercantile at Doylestown. What I love about that is that there's over 100 vendors under one roof, and a lot of them are women's clothing. So you can go there and shop multiple businesses under one spot, and there's a lot of cute clothing in there.
I really love that you highlighted a lot of the boutiques, and the common thread throughout everything that you've mentioned between the wellness, the spas, and the boutiques is that they're all small businesses. Every
Yes,
single one is a
every
small
single one.
business, locally owned, locally
Yep,
supported mom and pop shop,
yep,
where I think that's so important, because in Bucks County we have such a wide array of people that everybody in the community has a need that can be met for whatever it is.
that's right.
And the economy here is strong,
That's right.
because we really all try to do our best to support our local and small businesses.
I totally agree. I found nowhere ever that has been like Bucks County with the community and the rising up. And my blog really was quickly, we moved into the pandemic and people were terrified. And my job at that time was just to support, highlight, and let these businesses be seen and heard. And if it helped in even a little way, I'm proud of that. And our businesses are incredible. And like you said, they're small and local, and that's where it's at. It's all heart, and it's wonderful.
Exactly. And when you walk into some of these places, it's really just a warm and cozy feeling, because,
Agreed.
I'll walk into a big box retailer and the cashier doesn't know my name, but you
Right.
walk into a boutique or a local small business and it's like, hey Alex, how you doing? Hey Jackie, good to see you. How are the kids? Stuff like that.
100%.
And I think that really makes a difference in not just my perspective of where I'm shopping, but also my day. How can you put a price on just a smile for the day?
I totally agree. I think life is all about connection. It's just giving and receiving love, basically. That's why we're here. And I think that those moments where you walk in somewhere and it can be a bad day and you just hear like, hi, Alex, how are you today? I like your glasses. It just shifts everything. And it's all about connection and togetherness and oneness. And I think that those are the moments that's why we live in Bucks County.
I love it. I really do.
Yes.
So I'd love to know because there are tons of things happening around Bucks
Oh, yeah.
County all the time, every single season. What are some
Yes.
of your favorite events around Bucks County that happen throughout the year?
Yeah. So this was a great question because events are just holy smokes. We have a lot of them. And there's something for everyone, which I love too. So because of the month we're in, I'm going to kick off with Pride. We are in Pride season. So there is a parade in New Hope. We have a lot of Pride flags going on, and there is Pride events throughout Bucks County. We are an inclusive county. We are accepting and love everyone, and everyone is welcome here. There's actually signs that say everyone is welcome here. There's a lot of art shows. I love art shows. I just went to Fonthill Castle. There was the Red Show. So they literally have tons of artists outside painting as you're there, painting the castle. And we have such a strong art community here. It is incredible. And there's very expensive to very affordable, $50. So there's something for everyone. Again, art is not just for the rich, it's for everyone. The other thing that I love this time of year is the farmers markets. We have a lot of them. I love
Lots of
that.
those.
Oh my gosh, we have so many. We would be here all day if I was like, so let me list them. You would be like, no. We have a lot of them, and they're in really almost every town. They're early in the mornings, they're on weekends, but they're all local produce and products and everything you can think of, dogs and children and live music, and it's awesome. I know that in the colder months, again, the Mercantile brings the farmers market inside. So they don't just feel that this is for the warm days. And parades. I was just walking in the Doylestown parade for Memorial Day. There's parades and it's free, it's fun, it's bring your family, bring your dogs, let's just have fun and come together. And there's so many events, it's really fun.
That's great. Yeah, some of the local events, there's always something to do every single
Always.
weekend, whether you're
Always.
in
Yeah.
Lower Bucks, Bensalem, Bristol.
Yep.
Bristol Borough has a ton of stuff. Upper Bucks, Quakertown, Percy, always some beautiful stuff. And
And
Central
Bucks
Bucks,
County is huge.
it
It's
really
huge,
is.
guys. It's from tip to tip. You can be on the turnpike. It's still an hour's drive. So there's something somewhere for everybody. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Awesome. So next, I like to move into a segment called the Big Three. So
I
this is
love it.
where I ask the same three questions to everybody that comes on the show. So
Okay.
Jackie, my first question for you is, what do you think makes Bucks County a great place to live?
Wow. So I was not born and raised here. I visited here over 10 years ago and had children, and I visited and knew that this was a conscious decision that myself, my parents, and my sister all relocated here because we knew that this is where we wanted to live, grow old, and raise our children. So I think that the number one for me is diversity. I think that this is the most diverse, fabulous. There will be whatever kind of family you are, whatever race, background, sexual orientation, that's important to me. And we are a blended big family. We are a foster family. My husband and I are of different races. I mean, this is where we want to live, where everyone is loved and welcomed, and it's rich in culture, art, food, coffee, music, and I think another part of it was education. I've never found, my family's big on education, formal education. And the education here is just, you're not gonna beat it. It's outrageously good. I think my husband is an officer, and I have to say a huge part too was that the safety here. There is just, this is where you want to raise your kids. This is where you want to leave the back door unlocked. And it's just the community, the natural beauty. I'm a big Mother Nature person. Like you said, I love that I can go in and go to a 5-star restaurant, and within 5 minutes, I can be deep into the woods meditating. It's just, it's really magic. And I love being in Bucks County.
It really is such a beautiful melting pot in
It is.
Pennsylvania. You get everything you need here. Now, what's your favorite restaurant in Bucks County? I know it's a tough
So,
question because we have a lot. So what?
holy moly, this one was like, what's your favorite movie ever? I was like, okay, I'm gonna think about it. But this one rotates. But I have to say for today, the number one is Rocco's at the Brick.
Oh, so good.
So good. Oh my God. It's consistent. It's gorgeous. And the food is just incredible.
Absolutely. I love it.
Yeah.
That's a great choice.
Thank you.
Now, my last question, where can people find out more about you?
Yep. So you will see my entire blog, my life. I share personal stories and my family on Instagram. I'm on TikTok. And I always have something new and fun on my Instagram, which is the main place that you can find Bucks County Mama, which is, I do lives and I always have fun things coming up. And it's always fun to be on your podcast. Was just such, I'm just so grateful that you asked. And I think it's so wonderful. And I love the name. And you just have such an interesting story yourself, because I would love to hear quickly how you got into podcasting.
Yeah, so I appreciate that. Thank you so much for coming on, first
You're
of
so
all.
welcome.
I'm so happy to have been able to meet you and talk to you, and really learn more about where this all started from, because it seems
Yeah.
just such a genuine place in your heart to
Thank you.
to really begin the beautiful journey that you've been on in creating the blog of the Bucks County Mama. So about me, my background is I grew up in Northeast Philadelphia, and I moved to Bucks County about 7 years ago, and I
Okay.
quickly realized that there was something very unique about this area that I had never experienced before. Growing up in Philadelphia was kind of like a bubble. I always thought this was the countryside. I
Yep.
didn't know that Newtown had an adorable borough. I didn't know that Doylestown had an adorable borough, and New Hope had an adorable borough. And there were a lot of different things in nightlife and day life and events,
Yep.
and a lot of stuff that was just family friendly. And I really enjoyed it here. So when I met my fiance, she grew up in Fairless Hills.
Okay.
I drank the Kool-Aid and I stayed. So
Love it. Same. Yep.
yes, yes. So
I
now I
Such a
started
powerful testimony, not to just be, oh, I lived here my whole life, so I stayed. I think it's so much more interesting when you're like, I came here and I fell madly in love, and I knew that this is where I wanted to live.
I really did, because I had
Yeah.
that city life. I went to high
Yep.
school in North Philadelphia. I was going to college in the city. And when I finally moved out here, I realized that, this is such a more serene place to live. And the city is great for the people that want to live there. But for me, I grew up there, and I was ready for a change. And I was
Yeah.
ready to plant some roots out in the
Yeah.
countryside.
Yep. Yes, sir.
And then the
I
whole reason for the podcast is exactly the same purpose that you're having, right? So the purpose for me was, how can I become that go-to guy for everything that you need in Bucks County, whether
love that.
whether it is for having the Bucks County Mama on here, because I've been following you for a while
Oh,
now, and I see that
thank
you
you.
do all the wellness and the
Yep.
spas, and really helping out the community with that advertising of the local businesses. And I don't know if you get any paid recognition for it, but I feel like you probably just do it out of the goodness of your heart, because you genuinely value their
Thank you so
product
much.
and their service. So that is
Thank
so important. I feel that was one of the other reasons I wanted to reach out to you, just because I feel like we both had that go-giving spirit. How can we
yeah.
help out our communities to the best that we can? And this was the best thing that I thought I could do to do that.
Well, it's wonderful. I really enjoy it. I think what you're doing is creative, and I love that you had that little pull inside and you followed it. You didn't just shoo it away. It's like, no, I think I'm going to do this. And I think that they do well when you're authentically yourself. You know, you're not trying to be or do anything else. You're just here, and you're really you. And I think that's great.
Exactly. Thank you
Yeah,
so much.
you're so
Thank you
welcome.
again. Thank you
Thank you so
again,
much.
Jackie, for coming on to the Bucks County Living Podcast. And as always, I'm your host, Alex Neff, your real estate resource with Bucks County. If you have any questions about Bucks County Living, feel free to reach out. Thank you so much again, Jackie.
Thank you as well.